AskReddit by Remnant on Reddit. What predictions do you have for the future of internet culture? Ouroboros of AI generated content designed to game algorithms eating itself. I wonder how social media will look like after this collapse. The amount of content created will be overwhelming. Conglomeration. Fewer websites offering more on each. 20 years ago I would visit hundreds of sites every week. Now most days I only visit the same 4-5 I always visit. This part hurts the most. There is a hole in my life that used to be surfing the web that I try to fill with scrolling down Reddit. It's not the same. Anonymity will dissolve completely. It's already been heavily eroded compared to what it was circa 2001. People should be more concerned about this. In the US I would add an explicit constitutional amendment protecting privacy. Over-censored and over-advertised to the point that people will eventually seek other forms of media. I wonder if there will be a move to get off the internet. I've seen an explosion of videos about doing things in a more analog way. Things like taking notes with pen and paper etc. It doesn't hurt that I am a pen collector. One word: censorship. If the creator of Reddit, for example, would see what his platform has become, he would delete it. And it's going to be even worse. The whole internet. There is not much freedom anywhere anymore. Remember the good old days, pals. They will be just stories for future generations. We are lucky to have experienced, maybe, the freest place in human history, or the most freedom, on the internet of the 90s 2000s. Having to say unalive instead of die on big social media apps says something. It's going to be an unusable propaganda funnel, just bots screaming recycled nonsense to at each other to drive engagement. Probably less than a dozen English language websites for casual research. We had the greatest source of knowledge the human race has ever achieved and we let the least cool people ever ruin it. I think Gen Z and Gen Alpha will realize drawbacks to having social media where you share your identity, connect with people you know. I think there will be a rise in normalizing anonymity and candidness on social media, such as Reddit, etc., where you are less focused on an audience and an image, and just be more authentic. My Gen Z son, 17 years old, refuses to use social media because of all the negativity it causes to people his age: depression, low self-esteem, suicide. He uses Discord with his real-life friends and that's it. He's smart. There was a study recently that showed that right at the advent of social media there was a 65% increase in teen mental health disorders, including teen suicides. Social media can be very bad for kids. Either like that Black Mirror episode where everyone rates watch other, or like Dune. I forgot about the Butley Ranger heart, so when you said Dune I thought you meant the internet would be super epic with sick camera shots and Hans Zimmer music playing in the background. It will become so intolerable with the combination of ads, rage bait, censorship, and AI that people will start an offline movement. I think in a lot of ways this is already starting. I'm seeing more and more people just delete all of their social media already. All culture will be hollow, mimicked, fake besides the censorship and cancellation. Brilliant. Deleted. WebArchive.org. I think we'll see even more emphasis on virtual experiences, like virtual reality, socializing and gaming. Human beings will begin to shift away from publicly accessible online content in favor of spaces where the people they are speaking with can be verified as human, such as IRL spaces, private servers, and websites with sophisticated AI detection that we haven't invented yet. Half the population will become increasingly suspicious of media and anything that risks having been touched by AI, while the other half will unknowingly or consciously embrace it as the new world order of truth. It would be digital privacy renaissance, blockchain, encryption, and anonymity, I think. Everyone will have seen everyone else naked, via deepfakes, or hacking. Even more artificial posts, I'm seeing more and more every day. Basically like it is now, except worse. The internet has become such a vital part of our lives that we will accept pretty much all of the bullshit that goes with it. AI everywhere. Influencers everywhere with more ad inundations directly speaking to you. Dialogue from ads that speak directly to you. Annoying advertising like we have never seen before. Influencers pushing their AI music and AI films and commercial products. Every aspect of every text you ever typed, every word uttered will be stored upon and AI constantly telling you how much of a hypocrite you are with receipts. Hollywood with a power like never before. An inundation of shit to an extreme like we haven't seen. Eventual IP rights from actors will cave for AI reproduction and the streaming services will have all their exclusive IP that paying subscribers can only use to generate AI films with IP. A boom in reality television like we have never seen before because real people will be desired more and the content of narratives would retain AI for budgets with hipster nepo babies filming real people for their art house films. Once social media eats itself to death, I think the rise of forums and small owned forums will return. Small forums has smaller numbers makes it easy to mod and the small mod team does have admins snooping to bandhammer their subreddit Discord group chat. Also the death of the free internet unless we rapidly switch to mix of decentralized federated networks. Servers cost money and ads just don't cut it anymore. Either donate your bandwidth and CPU or cough up the money. I long wish for the days when social media dies. It's like gonna be bad and shit. Companies whose job it is to scrub the internet of old profiles, posts, and accounts are going to become very popular. We have entire generations documenting their lives online for everyone to see now. When some of those young people grow up and either enter politics or become famous, they are going to want to make sure those edgy racist and sexist jokes they made when they were 15 are not going to come to light. It will be very hard to tell what is real, what is not, about everything. Look how much the Kate Middleton thing turned into a conspiracy circus. You already can't trust text info, but image and video info is definitely going to get way harder to trust. Absolutely intolerable, unfortunately. Dead internet, where the internet becomes so untrustworthy that people start valuing real interactions between people. AI will serve as a soft reset, thankfully, to allow people to appreciate each other in person once again.